Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hop Takes here on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And today is July 21st, 2026. And it is the official announcement of what this year's Goose Island Bourbon County lineup is going to look like. And there's been a lot of interesting stuff over the years. It has evolved. It has morphed into all kinds of different things. And this year, it's not the one beer we want, but there's some interesting ones in here, aren't there?
I think that's a good way of putting it. I think, I saw it drop. I think my reaction was, on a lot of them, because I just don't know what to think. There's a couple I'm excited about, a couple I'm very curious about.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Let's just get into it.
So, we will, but in honor of this amazing day in the beer world, we both need to crack a beer, and what better than to crack a Bourbon County Stout? I've got the 2022 12-ounce bottle. It's my last one of these. Seems like the right occasion.
I got the little 2025 10-ounce. Figure this is perfect, but I also got my Prop Day glass from last year. So.
Oh yeah, Mr. Prop Day over there. Pour this thing out. They say on the bottle, these age well for 5 years. I always feel like they do, actually, for the most part. Mine looks like a Bourbon County.
Yep.
Smells like a Bourbon County.
Smells like a Bourbon County.
Let's try it out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good.
Just an excellent.
I like last year's.
Yeah. Just an excellent standard barrel-aged stout. Okay. All right. We got a little Bourbon County in our systems. Our brains remembering what the flavor profile should look like in this beer. Let's actually share out and talk about what they just announced for us here in 2026. So huge shout out to Citywide out of Block Club Chicago here. We're going to use your fancy article to talk about this here today. And Stephen Montemayor. You can see the lineup right here. We've got the base Bourbon County. We've got a tiramisu cask finish stout. We've got an apple crisp stout this year. We've got the yearly proprietors, which is always super unique. We've got a barley wine here. And then we've got another unique stout here at the very end that looks like is extremely barrel forward. So I suppose we should dive in a little bit to the actual lineup this year and talk about it. So first things first, the OG, Ross. I mean, we're drinking it right now. It's always good, right?
It's always good. And you and I've said this a lot. It always sets up for what we're going to have everything else. I think it kind of tells the storyline of this can be good, how everything else can go. So says right here, this can come in at 14.2%. I think last year's 14.8, so it's always right around that range. I love the fact they're doing these little bottles. Mm-hmm. At first I wasn't a big fan. I really do like it. These 10-ounce bottles, I'm glad they're doing that again. So I'm excited to bring that back.
I was excited when they brought back these 12 ounces in 2022, and I was excited about the little ones this year as well because it's much easier to drink one of these in one sitting.
So this one says, go ahead.
I was just going to say, of note, the base Bourbon County every year is a blend of barrel-aged stouts out of multiple different bourbon barrels. So again, it's Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Four Roses, and Wild Turkey this year. And they take the best blend of the beer out of those barrels, and it becomes this base stout. So it's usually pretty consistent.
Yeah, and I think that's the key right there is consistency, because you and I get a lot of based barrel aged beer, and I can say there's some out there that really struggle for that consistency year in, year out. This never does. This always hits the mark.
100% agree. So I'm excited about that one.
Yeah.
I'm a little more excited about some of the other beers in here, but probably not so much this proprietor stout that they've got listed here. I don't know about a pineapple upside down cake, but when you describe it as a vanilla soaked cake with caramelized fruit and toasted oak, you get me a little bit more interested, I think.
Yeah. The up front, I think we're on the same page. The name kind of threw me off, and then I started reading the descriptor. It sounds better. I'm curious. I'm curious more than excited. I will say the proprietary blends the last couple of years, like it's been hit or miss. I didn't really like last year's. The 2025. I can't remember if that was the baklava or baklava, whatever that was.
That was the baklava last year.
Baklava. But the last couple years before that, I really enjoyed. So it's always hit or miss. It's always fun.
Yeah.
And obviously, you got to be in the right spot to get it. It's not something you'll be able to get up here in Milwaukee. So yeah, I get down and get it. If I get it, cool. If I don't, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because I do want to try it.
We'll end up with it because it's pretty easy to find at this point. And I always want to get at least one of these to try it. A lot of times they surprise me. Even when I look at the description, I'll try it and I'm like, okay, that actually is much better than I was anticipating.
I remember if it was 2023 or 2024. I was shocked. It was like I cracked it open like a bottle share. I was so mad at myself because I didn't want to share it. So good.
You can't do that.
I know. So but yeah, this one's intriguing.
Yeah. Pineapple upside down cake. Okay. Probably the one that I'm most intrigued about might be this tiramisu cask finish stout. Because I think from like a flavor profile perspective, this feels like a beer I would really, really like. But then the problem is they take it out of bourbon barrels and put it in rum barrels, which makes sense for tiramisu. But I don't know if that is going to make this beer better. But I mean, espresso, chocolate, vanilla, like those are our jam. It's going to be a lot in this beer, I think.
I don't like tiramisu. I hate it. It might be one of my least favorite desserts out there. And it's just so annoying because it's always one at some sort of family gathering. One always just shows up. I just don't like tiramisu. I'm not excited for this. The rum casks really don't have me overly excited. I'll try it. I'll definitely get a couple. Actually, this is probably one where I will definitely not buy one until I try it. Normally, I'm okay buying the stuff and trying it later. I don't know if I want to get this one, though, without trying it first. But I still will.
I'll get a few of these, mostly for like, I think party share purposes, and maybe if it's really good after we try it, usually we get out someplace and try as many of these as we can the day of release. Maybe I'll get a few more, but yeah, interesting one.
I will say, given Goose Island's history with this kind of stuff, what they're able to do, if someone's gonna make a tiramisu cake or stout good, it's gonna be them. So.
Yeah. Okay. Up next is the Apple Crisp Stout. Now, man, you and I and our wives both were massive fans of the Caramello wheat wine a couple of years ago, caramel apple inspired wheat wine. This intrigues me because of how well they did that flavor profile. My concern is it being in a stout. That's the only concern that I have. But if they pull off something similar to what they did with that wheat wine, this might be one I have to buy a few of to have on hand.
Yeah, my first thought was, because I just saw Apple Crisp, like, oh, if this is a barley wine, and I saw Stout, like, oh, it's been such a good barley wine. And the other thing that worries me, and this is just from some experiences you and I have had, is you and I both know that like apple can be, when you smell apple in a beer, sometimes it can be that something went wrong or something went bad. And because I know that in the back of my head, I can't get that out sometimes. I'm drinking a beer that's supposed to have apple flavor.
Yeah.
That's the negative of it. With that said, I'm very excited for this one. I'm very intrigued. I'm very excited. I think they're like, if they can nail that apple flavor they gave in the Caramella and then do it within this BCS, I think that's going to taste so good. I think this is going to be one of those surprisingly good ones.
Yeah. It's interesting. Because then I look at what else they added into this beer, and it's apple, cinnamon, clove, nutmeg,
I know.
and I'm like,
I know.
yeah.
I
But
know.
I'm excited about this. I absolutely want to try it, but I definitely
too.
want to try it before I go crazy on it.
I see. I think you and I are a little bit different between this and tiramisu. I think we're kind of flipped. Like I'm more willing to buy a bunch of these and just hope I like it.
Sure.
Because I think I will. I think this one's gonna be really well done.
Okay. All right. The next one is the Triple Oak Barley Wine. I think we're probably both excited about this.
Yes.
They did have a barley wine in 2024 when they released the proprietors. They say that right here. They haven't been making as many of these. It hasn't necessarily been a staple in every release. It's good to see the barley wine make a return here. And this is a straightforward barrel forward barley wine, it appears. Exclusively aged in Angel's Envy bourbon barrels, and then Chinkapin French and Hungarian oak casks. So not bourbon barrels, but it's going to be very wood forward, I think, from a traditional barley wine perspective. So that's kind of exciting, a little different twist there.
And they did the Angel's Envy barrel Goose Island, I think 2 years ago. That was really well done. I like that one. I don't really like Angel's Envy all that much, but I did like that beer. So I saw they're doing Angel's Envy in this. I got really excited. Again, you and I both love their barley wines. They've done a really good job with their barley wines. I'm glad to see them bringing kind of a straightforward one back. This one's this one's probably one I'm most excited about. I think this one I definitely want to get my hands on, see if I can get a couple bottles.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one's gonna be good.
That is exciting. Something somewhat straightforward. All right, then we've got the Toasted Barrel Rye Stout. So they've done a few beers in these toasted barrels. I think the last one might have been the double barrel where they put it in a regular bourbon barrel and then the toasted barrels from Elijah Craig. But the twist here is this is a rye version of that, right? So you've got the rye stout, that malt bill on it. This is another one I'm intrigued about. Another straightforward, non-adjuncted, nothing crazy going on here. This is going to be a pretty straightforward, let's prove it. We're a barrel-aged beer company and we can do it type beer from them, I think.
So, one, you and I both, at least I know I do. I think you do. I love anything that's like rye barrel. I think rye barrel has just some of the better characteristics coming out of stout. I think it picks up the barrel really well. But go scroll down a little bit. I don't know if you saw this. The finished product is being described as providing notes of a creme brulee, toasted hazelnut, and sweet oak. That has me really excited. Like I read that earlier. I'm like, oh my god, if it has any sort of creme brulee, that vanilla kind of coating and everything, like that got me really excited. I think this is probably the one I'm most. I know we're gonna rank them. I'm gonna spoil it right here. This is the one I'm most excited about. I think this is the one I'm gonna enjoy the most.
Okay, interesting. So this is I think this is an okay release this year. There's a few in here that I'm kind of like, I just don't know. I think that's for me, that's the proprietors, it's the tiramisu, and the apple crisp. The others I feel pretty good about. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this year's batch. If I had to go through and pre-rank these, I think I'm going with the barley wine. I'm going with the rye stout. I'm going with the tiramisu third. No, I'm gonna go with the apple crisp third, then the tiramisu, then the base Bourbon County, then the proprietors. I think that's probably my order.
So looking at, I'm gonna go toasted rye first, the barley wine second, apple crisp third, proprietary fourth, base fifth, tiramisu sixth.
Okay.
So
Interesting. We both put the base in fifth.
Yeah. What did you have in sixth? You put the proprietor?
I had the proprietors in the sixth spot. Yeah.
I mean, I think we've done enough of these releases. We've had enough of these where I think we're probably being a little overly critical because I think they're still all getting good.
Mhm.
But you're right though. It's like one of those things where like we've done this in the past. We've I don't know if we've done this exactly, but you and I have talked about on the side, and we're always very excited. I think we've been more excited in years past. As much as like I think the toasted rye and the barley wine are gonna be really, really good, there's like a little twinge of disappointment that those are the ones we're looking forward to the most. Is those straightforward, kind of no adjunct ones. We kind of like the fun stuff. Like they do the bananas Foster, they've done the vanilla rye, the caramella, like those coffee ones they always do. So not have that one kind of unique one that we're really excited about, it's a little disappointing. I think those two relatively like base ones are going to be really good.
Yeah. It should be another good year. This is always fun. It's always fun to get this. I feel like this year I haven't cracked into my Bourbon County stash to the level that I normally have. I've cut back a little bit, but I know as we push towards fall, I'm going to start getting more and more excited about these beers, and I will probably consume a few more to make some room. So, always a fun time of year as we get to find out what's coming out from Goose Island and this year's Bourbon County series. So, have you seen the news? Is this the first you're hearing of it? Boy, I hope not on Milwaukee Beer Review for the Chicago brewery. But let us know what you think about this year's Bourbon County release in the comments below. Which one are you most looking forward to? And which one are you a little concerned about? Let us know that in the comments as well. Outside of that, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe while you're here to get all the fun content that we're continuing to put out here on the channel. Otherwise, again, I'll say thank you, and we'll see all of you in the next one.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.